Gardening with containers is the easiest way to achieve success because instead of having to plant a 60-foot border with flowers, all you have to do is plant up maybe an 18-inch container, have it bloom, and you feel like a genius. First of all, you have to ask yourself, when you're putting together a fall container, how long do you want your display to last? For instance, if you're just entertaining and you just want a container that's going to look nice for maybe an evening or a weekend, maybe you'll use something like garden mums that you can buy already in bloom at the store. You put them out and they will look good for probably about 3 weeks, and that's that. Now, if you want something that's going to last a lot longer, you have to use what we call cool weather annuals. And these are things that will survive a freeze. And this means you'll be choosing plants like pansies and violas. If you want your container to maintain interest throughout the fall, winter, and into spring, one thing you might think about is putting in the middle of it an evergreen centerpiece. You can plant annuals and different kinds of flowers all around it for the fall, for the winter, and then come the spring, you can change them out for flowers that will grow during the hot months of the summer. A lot of people like to use clay or terracotta pots, and they look good, they're not all that expensive. The problem with them in the fall and the winter is they are porous and they absorb water. So if you leave them out on a freezing night and they're wet, the water inside that clay is going to turn to ice and eventually that pot is going to crack. Or you can use a container that doesn't crack. It doesn't absorb water. And that would be something in these fiberglass containers or even one of these plastic pots. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean you can't use it. They look exactly like really expensive stone containers when you're standing all the way out in the street. And as we all know, nothing matters more than what your garden looks like viewed from the street.